All right, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that you were never actually created? Seriously. That the very core of your consciousness, the thing that makes you you, has always existed. That it's just as eternal as God and the universe itself. It is a wild, staggering idea. And that's exactly what we're breaking down today.
And this is where it all kicks off. We're talking 1844. Mormon founder Joseph Smith, in his last big sermon before he was killed, drops this bombshell. I mean, this just completely turns traditional creation theology on its head. Now, to be clear, he's not saying we're equal to God in power or glory, not at all. He's saying the raw stuff of our consciousness is made of the very same eternal material as God's.
So what on earth does that actually mean for us? Well, this isn't some minor theological tweak. This is a full-blown metaphysical revolution. It's a fundamental shift in how we're supposed to see ourselves, where we come from, and our place in the entire cosmos.
Here it is, boiled down to its essence, straight from Latter-day Saint scripture. The idea is that your fundamental awareness, what they call your intelligence, wasn't just poofed into existence from nothing. Nope, it's an uncreated, eternal thing. You have always been around in some fundamental form.
Okay, so that obviously leads to a pretty big question, right? What exactly is this intelligence? Is it a soul? Is it your mind? Let's try to unpack what this word means inside this very unique cosmology.
So here's the crucial thing to get. Intelligence isn't just another word for soul. In this way of thinking, it's like the base layer of all reality. It's the raw, unorganized, conscious stuff that existed before anything else. And it's not just in you, it's in everything. And this idea completely reframes the concept of God. The traditional creator God who makes the universe ex nihilo out of nothing gets replaced by a shaper God. Think of a master sculptor. God doesn't create the marble itself. That's the eternal matter and intelligences. He's the master artist who organizes it into something beautiful and meaningful. He works with pre-existing materials and within eternal laws.
Now, an early Mormon philosopher named Orson Pratt took this idea and just ran with it. He basically argued that every single atom in the universe has its own tiny spark of intelligence. In his view, the whole universe is fundamentally alive. The laws of physics, those aren't just some cold, impersonal rules. No, they're the collective habits of trillions upon trillions of tiny, conscious particles.
But this is where it gets really interesting and kind of tricky. If we're all made of this eternal, conscious stuff, are we truly individual? Or are we just, drops in some huge cosmic ocean of consciousness? This sparked a huge debate.
So you've got two camps here. On one side, you have the autonomous ego idea. This says that the you that is you has always been you. You're this individual being, an eternal core, and you're just adding layers of experience. But on the other side, you have the collective consciousness view. This suggests we're more like waves on an ocean. We look distinct for a little while, but ultimately, we're all part of one great big whole.
Now that collective ocean idea, it runs into a problem, a big one. If we're all just part of the same thing, how can any of us make a genuinely independent choice? I mean, where does free will even come from?
And this is where a thinker named B.H. Roberts comes in with a really powerful answer. He argued that our built-in ability to choose, our free will, is the ultimate proof that we are distinct, individual beings. The very fact that you can choose proves that you are separate from me, and you're separate from God. Your will is your own.
This idea of an uncreated individual will has some massive consequences, especially when it comes to one of the oldest, thorniest questions in all of theology, the problem of evil.
Okay, so let's walk through the logic here. Step 1. Our core intelligences are eternal. They were never created. Step 2, that means our ability to choose is also inherent to our existence. It's just part of the package. Step 3, God organizes a world where we can use that choice, but He didn't create the choice itself. And that leads to step 4. Therefore, God is not the author of our capacity to choose evil. That capacity just is, an inherent part of uncreated reality.
So what does this all mean for you? It's huge. In this model, your free will, your agency, it's not some gift that was given to you and could be taken away. It is sovereign. It's as fundamental to you as your own existence. You're not a pawn on some cosmic chessboard. You are a player in the game.
Now here's where things get really wild. This 19th century idea finds these bizarre, fascinating echoes in places you would not expect, like ancient mysticism and even cutting-edge modern physics.
So check this out. The famous physicist John Archibald Wheeler came up with the theory called it from bit. The basic idea is that the most fundamental stuff in the universe isn't matter or energy. It's information. Every physical thing, every it, gets its existence from bits, which are basically answers to yes or no questions, like in computer code.
And that just begs this mind-bending question, doesn't it? If reality is fundamentally built on information, and information seems to require some kind of consciousness to even exist, well, could it be that what physicists today are calling information is the same thing these 19th century theologians were calling intelligence, the raw stuff of reality?
You know, this also sounds a lot like the ancient Gnostic idea of a divine spark from God that's trapped inside a material body. But there is a crucial, game-changing difference. For the Gnostics, the body was a prison, and the whole point was to escape it. But in this doctrine, the body is an absolutely necessary vehicle for progress. The goal isn't to escape the physical world, but to perfect it and unite it with your eternal intelligence forever.
Okay, I know this has all been very cosmic, very abstract, so let's bring it all the way back down to Earth. Let's bring it back to you, right now, and your own personal experience of being alive.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. Your body is completely different than it was when you were a little kid. Your personality, your memories, they've all changed and evolved. But haven't you always had this feeling that there's a core you in there, an observer behind your eyes that's been there the entire time, just watching it all happen?
Well, this whole framework we've been talking about offers a pretty profound explanation for that feeling. It suggests that sense of a constant watching self. It's an echo of your true, uncreated nature. You're not just a human having a brief experience. You are an eternal traveler passing through a mortal classroom.
And that's really the final thought to leave you with, the very heart of this radical idea. The essence of you, that spark of awareness that's listening to my voice right now. It was never made. It can't be destroyed. It wasn't born, and it cannot die. It simply is, was, and always will be.